Hello and welcome to another edition of Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of October 26th, 2016. Giant week this week, so your wallet's going to hate you. So let's get right into it. First up, we have Action Comics, number 966. Lois Lane back at the planet is the story arc. I'm a few issues behind on Action, so I need to get caught up. But overall, I've been enjoying Action. It's been really, really amazing. So, yeah. Next up is the new one from Jeff Lemire, Bloodshot U.S.A. number 1. This is apparently a mini, so issue 1 is out this week. I'm looking forward to reading that. The Bloodshot Reborn was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it. Next up, we have Blue Beetle number 2. This is the variant cover, not the regular cover. The regular cover is ugly, so I decided to get the variant on Blue Beetle. It's okay. I don't really know if I'm going to stick with it. Yeah. Next up, we have Deathstroke number 5. Apparently, he's caught a Robin. We'll see what goes on in there. But I'm a few issues behind on Deathstroke, but I think Deathstroke's going to be one that I push back to my read list, or my read pile. I probably won't be getting it after issue 5. So I'll get caught up and see if they work, but if they don't, I'm just done with that shot. Next up, we have a Descender number 16. The last issue of Descender was delayed, so I'm one behind, I think, on Descender, but I love it. Great, great book. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 943. This starts the Victim Syndicate story arc. I have not gotten caught up with Detective. Been really, really busy, and I have a huge stack of books that I need to get caught up on. Detective is one of them. So I have not finished Night of the Monster Men, and I haven't started I Am Suicide for Batman, and so yeah, I'll get there. Next up is Dr. Fate number 17. This is not the last issue. I already looked. It appears we have one more issue, so we're going to go to 18. So after I get issue 18, I'm done with Dr. Fate, and that's probably going to go up on eBay. Next up, we have another homage cover. I think every artist that does Flash has to do the Flash of Two Worlds homage cover, but this time it's on Flash 9. It is the Kid Flashes of Two Worlds. So yeah, or One World, because they're both on the same. I don't know. I'm behind on Flash, but I've been enjoying it immensely, so I can't wait to get caught up. Next up is issue 2 for Frostbite. The first issue was really engaging. It left me curious for more, so I'm going to check out issue 2. Kind of a dystopian, frozen wasteland, ice age type book. And just from the get-go, very, very engaging. So yeah. Next up, we have Generation Zero number 3. First 2 issues of this I really enjoyed, so I'm just going to keep going with it. Valiant, for the most part, all their books are really, really amazing titles, and I enjoy reading them every chance I get. Next up is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps number 7. I actually got caught up to this issue today, so looking forward to see what happens in this issue. So yeah, it's great when it's fresh in your mind. You're like, ooh, a new issue, but I just got caught up. They keep coming. Next up is Hellblazer number 3. The first 2 issues I really enjoyed, and the Rebirth issue I enjoyed, so I'm keep going with Hellblazer. I enjoy it a lot more than the last 2 Hellblazer Constantine books that came out. So yeah. Next up we have Outcast at number 22. Outcast is a slow burn. I've heard great things about the TV show, but I have not yet had a chance to watch it. I did watch the Walking Dead season premiere, and holy shit, was that a brutal episode. I'll talk a little bit about it later. Next up we have Saga number 39. Saga's just awesome. I made a comment today about that. How long do we think Saga's going to last? Because most of Brian K. Vaughan's titles have only gone to, like, I think 60 issues. Was Y Last Man, and Ex Machina was only like 55 or something. Yeah, so curious to see if he can break the trend and go further. I would love it. It's a great, great book. Next up, we have Suicide Squad number 5. Some more Jim Lee cover art and stuff. I'm behind on Suicide Squad, but I really need to read it because the last issue I was like, holy crap, that happened. So yeah, but Suicide Squad's been great so far. So hopefully the issues I haven't read still keep that passion or whatever going. Next up is a new number 1, and that's Teen Titans number 1. The Rebirth issue was engaging enough, so it enticed me to get issue 1. We shall see how far I get with it. Titans and Teen Titans has not had a really good track record for me of something that I really, really need to get. So yeah. Next up we have, speaking of Titans, we have Titans number 4. Yeah, I've been enjoying it so far. But again, Teen Titans and Titans are really hard sells for me for some reason. But I like the characters, so I'm going to keep going with it. Next up, we have Wonder Woman number 9. A couple issues. I think I'm 1 or 2 issues behind on Wonder Woman, but good stuff from Rucka. Just really, really amazing. They've talked about the first trades are going to start coming out for the DC Rebirth stuff soon. And apparently the Wonder Woman trades are going to be done where they separate out the story arcs. So you'll get issues 1, 3, 5, and 7, and I think 9 in the first trade and or in one trade, and then you'll get 2, 4, 5, or 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 in the other trade. So I'm really glad that they're doing it that way. That way it kind of separates it. So if you really didn't like the stuff in the past, you don't need to pick up that trade. Or if you really like the stuff in the past, you pick up that one. So, or vice versa for the future stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited to see those come out. And then Wonder Woman's 75th anniversary special is out with a nice Jim Lee cover. It's got a whole bunch of little stories in it, Wonder Woman stuff, so check it out. There are a couple variants for it. I did not grab any of them. I just like the Jim Lee one. But if you're a local shop, you should check to see if they carried those and if you like those. But I mean, it is an $8 book, so pick the one you like. I did grab some variants this week. I got the variant for Action Comics number 966, where Superwoman makes an appearance. Pretty cool stuff. I love the Gary Frank? Yeah, I love the Gary Frank covers. I just think they're really, really amazing. So yeah. Next up is the Deathstroke number 5 Shane Davis cover. Deathstroke's apparently taken an inventory of all of his weapons, and he has a lot. Then we got that one for Detective Comics number 943, kind of a skyline one with Batman's, chin in it. Okay, issue 9 of Flash variant is kind of spoilery, so I apologize in advance if you haven't read 9. But yeah, pretty cool cover. So yeah, so it's spoilery. I'm just going to leave it there. Hellblazer, of course, had a variant that I thought was pretty cool. So I picked up that one for number 3. Suicide Squad had the variant for number 5, where we got Croc behind bars. Teen Titans number 1, of course, had their variant right there. Titans had their variant, and I had to snag that one. And then Wonder Woman number 9 had the variant by the girl that I always blank on her name. I've read it like numerous times, but she's just done a really amazing job in the last few, and I think they're really, really good variants. I did pick up a trade that came out this week, and that is the Flash by Jeff Johns, Volume 3. I've read the first 2 volumes. They're right here on my bookshelf. Woohoo! Yay! Really, really great stuff. This collects Flash issues 189 to 200. So I can't wait to jump into this stuff. I've heard nothing but great things about the Johns run on Flash, so I'm really glad that they're collecting them in those nice trades, and they're really, really good sizes. I did get a t-shirt today. The first time I've gotten this character on a t-shirt. I'm not too particularly happy with the color. If you saw it flash there, it's light gray. But I had to get it, and that is Booster Gold. Yeah, I think that's the cover to issue 1. But now I officially have a Booster Gold shirt. Booster Gold is awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Alright, that's it for what I brought home. Now the read list. First up on the read list, DC's got another number 1, and that is Batman Beyond number 1. I wasn't a big fan of the Batman Beyond Rebirth. I kind of teetered off on the Batman Beyond stuff prior. So yeah, we'll see. Next up is Steve Rogers Captain America, or Captain America Steven Rogers number 6. Another, Civil War tie-in. Yeah. And speaking of Civil War, we have Civil War 2 number 6. Yay! It's getting close to the end, but we don't know when that end is going to be because everything keeps getting pushed back. So, yeah, we'll see. Next up is a new number 1 from Marvel, and that's Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer's Supreme. I'm just going to check it out. I don't have any expectations for it. The Marvel now, all new, all different, whatever, the current stuff that's coming out has not really been enticing. Solo was a bomb. Mosaic, again, I think did well in certain areas, but not well in other areas. It didn't do well for us at all, or a few other shops that we communicate with. And yeah, and Great Lake Avengers was just, so I think this is going to be really, really tough next few months for Marvel, so we shall see. Next up, we have Extraordinary X-Men number 15. Jeff Lemire's been doing a great job on this book. I really, really enjoy it. It's sad that enjoyment from that book doesn't transfer over to Death of X, because it is bad. Death of X is bad. Soule and Lemire, how do you do that? I don't know. Next up, we have, all right, Serenity Firefly class. I don't remember the numbers, like, what is it? I don't remember the numbers. But the new Serenity book is out, No Power in the Verse, number 1. So if you're a Firefly Serenity fan, you should snag that up. I just want to read it. So yeah, it's good stuff. Next up is Seven to Eternity, number 2. I read the first issue, really, really enjoyed it. This is the variant cover. There is another cover for this book, but I highly, highly recommend you check it out. Second prints, I think, are out for number 1, so if you missed out, you should snag up that. It's good Rick Remender. It's Rick Remender not being over-sexualized or being forced to write characters that he doesn't understand. He gets to develop his own story in this, and it's beautifully drawn. So I think Opeña draws it. Let me see. Yep, Jerome Opeña draws it. So it's an awesome, awesome looking book, and I'm curious to see where it goes with issue 2. Next up, we have Star Wars 24. Love me some Star Wars. Yeah, so that Death Squad, whatever, those badass stormtroopers, hopefully the guys that can actually hit something when they shoot their blasters. Yeah, so cool stuff out of Star Wars. Really enjoy it. Next up is the fun-loving Poe Dameron, issue 7. I've been enjoying the series so far. I hope they keep going with it. So yeah. Next up is Vigilante Southland, number 1 of 6. The costume's a little weird, but I'm going to check it out anyway. I like that DC's trying to give a different kind of character. Especially like Vigilante is just an off-the-wall character. So yeah, it's curious to see where that takes us. The last book for the read list and for this week is a very sensitive one. Because it makes me and a lot of people at Comic Conspiracy, especially Ryan Higgins and some other people I know, very sad. And that is the final issue of Vision. Vision number 12 is out this week. Tom King has done an amazing job on this book. It is by far one of the best titles that Marvel has published in the past year. And it is sad to see the last issue hit the shelves because we just want more of it. It's just so good that I can't wait for a nice giant hardcover of it. But sad to see it go. But Tom King's kicking ass on Batman, so if you love Vision, I highly recommend you jump over to Batman because it is awesome. And I got spoiled a little bit on the podcast that we recorded tonight. We recorded episode 283 of the Comic Conspiracy this evening, and I got spoiled for something that happens in Batman, so I'm like, I gotta read it. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. Oh yeah, I was going to talk Walking Dead. Spoilers. If you haven't watched the season premiere of Walking Dead or read the comic at all and don't want to be spoiled at all, stop now. I'm just going to do my normal outro, all that stuff. I'm going to tell you to send box tops for my son to Comic Conspiracy at 115A East Fremont Avenue, Sunnyvale, California, 94087. To those of you who've sent them in the mail, thank you. To my friends on Facebook who've dropped some off, thank you. We do appreciate it. So right now I think we're at, I don't know, I think we're a little over 30 box tops. Just keep them coming because it's something that I think you can turn in all year. So yeah, thank you in advance. But let's talk Walking Dead stuff. So the Walking Dead episode, season premiere the season premiere for season 7 aired Sunday night, and I was on Twitter for a second before it started. I was like, oh crap, I got to get off. But there wasn't really anything going on online with it, and so I was like, okay. And then I watched the episode, and it is a intense, brutal episode. Probably one of the best episodes of TV I've seen in a very, very long time, or if ever. Just constant, like, on your seat, just holy shit, what else can they do? Rick is taken through a mind fuck by Negan so bad. It is just, it's intense. Two main characters die. In the comics, both of these characters have died. Notably, the first character that dies is Abraham. I already told you spoilers, so don't get pissed off if you've gotten this far, alright? Seriously. Abraham gets the Lucille treatment and his head bashed into a pulp, and he says, suck my nuts before he dies. And it's just really, really good death for Abraham. Like, really, really good. He died in the comics, in issue 98, and it was a very kind of death. The way he died, actually, they've already used in the show for another character that bit the dust. So it's nice to see them kind of up the game for, or up the level of Abraham's death and the meaning of Abraham's death in the show. I know on Talking Dead, after they talked to Robert Kirkman was not happy with how Abraham died in the comic. So I think this is a very solid way they kind of to do it in the show. And of course, the other character that dies is Glenn, the very very issue 100 is basically what everybody knows. So Glenn gets it, and it is from the book. Like it's just his head is like bashed in, its eyeballs like popping out. Like, it is so like true to the original art form that it's just really, really well done. And Negan is just a character that you want to hate and hate and hate, and he breaks Rick. I mean, he brings Rick through the ringer and just keeps going. Basically breaks him. He breaks him down to something of, now you're mine. So if you have not watched it, I don't know why you've watched my video up until here, because I just spoiled the shit out of it for you. I didn't say everything, so you can watch it for yourself. But if you have watched the show and read the comic books, I thought they did an amazing job. So I can't wait for more from this season. So we shall see. Currently, I have only caught up with 2 episodes of Flash from the new season. I'm Supergirl. I need to watch season 1, so I'm probably gonna just not be behind on that one. And I need to get on Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow. So a lot of TV I get caught up with, all this schedule and stuff like that. Other than that, everything's going as well as they can be. Both my kids are loving school. Hattie got into preschool earlier this month, so she's been going for almost a month now, and she loves it. She enjoys it. She has a good time. Brody still loving school. I enrolled him in an art class, so he takes an art class after school once a week, because he's really, really good at coloring and drawing in the lines. I'll have to get some examples for you for next time. But I'm running long today, and that's probably because it was just a ginormous week. So your wallet's gonna hate you, and I understand if you're scared of going into your shop this week, because there's just a ton of stuff. So thank you again for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave comments down in the comments below. Always love seeing those. Again, like I said, we recorded episode 283 of the Comic Conspiracy. There'll be a link in the description below, so you can check that out. Bryce is on, Charlie's on, Toby's on, I'm on, and we talk Walking Dead more, and a couple other, answer some listener questions, and talk about the unfortunate passing of Steve Dillon, a great artist on Punisher and Preacher. He is a pillar in the community, and he will be missed. What else? We talk about X-Men Blue and Gold coming, all this fun stuff. So check out the episode. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle's @BrockSager. You can I think that's pretty much it. What else? Oh, you can help me and my fellow conspirators at patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting and getting stuff and pizza and all that stuff. To all our Patreon backers, thank you. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yep, keep the box tops coming. I have not yet gotten any in the mail, but I know somebody, or I can't remember who, but sent them. Thank you. We'll hopefully able to get them Wednesday or tomorrow. But Brody's super excited about getting all these box tops. So yeah, so hopefully I can get something up here where he thanks you and all that. He better thank you. I'm not raising an ungrateful brat. I know that. So, all right, well, I got to get this up, and you need to go to your local comic store and check it out, this week's books, for yourself. So I will see you next week.